All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Episode 29 of the Always Chillin podcast. Skinny D and the Sandman here in the barbershop once again. There's a ton of stuff you could be listening to us on, so I don't want to get too specific about it, but just hit a button on whatever you're listening to us on. You can't really miss with any of them.
There.
Yeah, like us, review us, whatever the button does, hit it. And most importantly, tell your friends. A bunch of you are telling your friends, and a bunch of you unfollowed us this week. Actually, I posted that Homer Simpson thing where Bart's like, no one wants to work anymore, and Homer's like, no one wants to work for you. You know, because we talked about that.
Yeah, I liked it.
We talked about that before the show last week, and I don't know, I thought it was funny. We lost like 50 followers that day.
Because of that one?
I don't imagine it's a coincidence, but yeah, fuck them. Like 50 people that never liked anything.
Hallelujah,
anyway.
holla back.
Yeah, so good, but yeah, that was kind of fun. I logged in and it was like 50 down. I was like, man, because of Homer Simpson.
Man, nobody want to laugh no more, man.
Yeah, well, and I mean, it's true.
I don't want to work either, but
it's true, man. I mean, even that turned into like a liberals versus Republicans thing, like whether people want to work or not.
Here we go with that.
Yeah, some people did want us to.
We just got through talking about.
Some people did want us to get into this though. Some people did specifically request it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's right out the gate then. Man.
Yeah, I mean, people. I think it's pretty easy. People do want to work.
The liberal. You know what, bro? I don't.
People have to work. It's not even an option. It's not even like people don't want or don't want to. It's like they have to.
Yeah.
You gotta. You need food and stuff, so you have
many
to.
people that don't.
So people want to work. They just don't want to make a rich person richer, really, anymore.
And that's what I said the other day in the shop. I mean, it's fucked up as these past 22, let's say 2 years have been, and we've seen a lot of businesses. I don't want to say fail, but having to close their doors. But on the flip side of the sour side, there's always the sweet side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For that donut shop that closed, there's that girl that's been making donuts in her kitchen that might even be better than that shop that's been around for the past 50 years.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's your chance, girl.
Yeah. Here's
your lane. Here's your avenue now. So that's the flip side of it. So I get it. People now, and this is if it was me, like I think people now, especially if you're talented, if you have any kind of skill, you can name your own fucking price now. Yeah, I ain't working for you no more, motherfucker.
Pretty much. And it's like people got real creative.
You dig? I mean,
like
my
people
mom,
people got really good at some weird stuff. I saw this guy who he takes a big pane of glass and he hits it with a hammer and a nail and makes it crack, and he drew like a portrait of Kobe out of it. And I've never seen anything like that in my life. And I'm like, how do you even find out how to do that?
Damn.
How do you get good at that?
Damn.
And I guess people just had a lot of time on their hands.
Yeah, that's the flip side of the pandemic,
yeah,
bro.
and they used it to get really, really good at shit.
That's the flip side of the pandemic for, everything. From everything bad, it has to come out good. I mean, it can't just, and there's been a lot of talented people finding out that they can name their price. Why make you richer when I can go get rich?
Yeah, and it's like people, I don't know, people want to feel like they're doing something besides helping somebody else make money. Like, I guess previous generations didn't mind working really hard for some, and it was like they're proud of it. That's fine.
Well, a cost of living.
I
mean, shit was simpler, but cost of shit was.
Yeah,
cheaper.
and I mean, what do you get from being in the job you're in? Like if you weren't sitting in that chair in a cubicle or whatever, somebody else would be. And I think people are like, I could do something else, especially now that you can work from home. Like for anyone.
Right.
You can just get online and get a job that you actually like.
Right.
Doing something you like.
Do what you want to do.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I don't think
there's just more options for the workers, and the employers are suffering because they've been able to abuse a certain system for a long time.
That's what it is.
Right.
That's what it is.
Like, oh, you don't like working for tips anymore. And for a while, I've seen a ton of memes like this, but for a while it was people saying, if you don't like working for tips, then go get a job somewhere else. And then they do, and now now nobody's working at restaurants, and people are pissed that nobody's working. They're saying nobody's working. Like, well, you told them.
And the other flip side of it is, and I'm just put this in a nutshell, nothing that we've ever known before will be the same again.
Oh, yeah, not at all.
I mean, we might not be able to walk in a restaurant and sit down again in the next year or two or whatever. It might be.
Yeah, and who knows? It seems like there's like every week it'll go down, and then it'll go, this is a record high.
I mean,
and then it'll go
fuck.
down.
I mean,
this is a record high.
I pulled up at fucking Menards the other day, and you know they took up probably 25, 30 fucking parking spots for pickup shit.
Yeah, and it's
like
awesome.
you can call
it's
and
awesome.
get there.
And I don't know if your new Volkswagen does this, but our new Ford you can just push the button and it opens the trunk, and then you push the button and it closes it. So I don't even have to talk to anybody anymore.
You gotta do shit. Yeah, we do. If we're somewhere, she can let me in. Yeah, that shit's freaky, man.
It's cool. Like we get groceries, and then we see them rolling up with their stuff, and I just pop it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they just put it in, and I close it, and I drive away, and I don't even have to see anybody. And I didn't like going to the grocery store to begin with.
Yeah, so
this is a huge upgrade for me.
Nothing. Like I said, again and again, I can say it again and again. Nothing we've ever known before will ever be the same again. And I don't think it's all bad.
No, I don't think so. I mean, people learned a new way to do a lot of stuff.
I mean, my spectrum is here anyway. You know what I mean? I've had my freedom taken away from me. So, you know what I mean? I look at shit entirely different. It's just going to be different. Either adopt and adapt, or you are always gonna have problems with whatever's going on. But I don't think I think it's maybe 0.5% of people that actually don't want to work. Like fuck it, that took the PPP loans and took all the money. You know what I mean? It didn't do what the fuck they were supposed to be doing with the shit, and now they flat on their ass again.
Well, and you know who else took a lot of coronavirus money is the fucking businesses that these people work for.
Yeah,
like they got more than anybody else did. They got more than anybody on unemployment did.
Yeah,
there's businesses getting millions of dollars in coronavirus help.
And I hope I help some youngsters out if they listening or not. But that shit was for existing businesses. It wasn't to go start up one.
Yeah,
but, you know, that was some slick shit they did, and a lot of people fell for it.
Yeah, so. Nelly, man. I haven't listened to Nelly in a while. Not that anybody listening to this can hear this. Maybe someday we'll get big enough to where we can actually pay for the license to music, and that'd be fun. I didn't
like Nelly when he first came out, man.
Really?
Because I was shit. When was that? Oh yeah, I was in these streets hardcore, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he seems like a built to be mainstream kind of guy.
Well, you want to know what I used to call it? Guys like him, I used to call it that's bubblegum rap.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. Like he seems like he was made to be like something about him is made to be appealing to white people, I guess is what I'm saying.
Off top.
like,
off top.
Like you know who love Nelly? All my female cousins.
Yeah.
My
back
wife.
in the day it was
not that my
Will
wife's
Smith. He was one.
Yeah, Will Smith. That's definitely.
Yeah, Will Smith.
Literally rapping about parents.
Who else? Tone Loc. Who else? Bust a Move, Young MC. These dudes was all whack to me. You know what I mean?
I would even say I don't even think they were for you.
Nah, they wasn't for none of us.
I don't even think they were.
Coolio, the Gangsters Parent. That shit was whack to us, man. I'm like, man, turn that shit off, man. Yeah, there was just bubblegum rappers. Yeah, made to go straight. Yeah, for white people to feel safe around.
Yeah.
At the concert. Yeah.
You ever do Legos when you were a kid?
Fuck yeah. I'll do Legos
Really?
right now, dog.
Hey, me and my wife were, that's why I'm bringing this up. Me and my wife were at Target, and we like Friends a lot, the show. We've watched Friends all the way through like 10 times. So we were at Target, and we were just walking through the, like we have like Nerf guns and stuff that we shoot each other with. I think that shit's kind of fun too.
I got y'all's name.
Yeah, so like I'll just be walking down the stairs, and I'll take a shot in the back for my little Nerf ball.
Shit get started up like that.
Yeah. Anyway, so we just walk through that section sometimes just to see if they got any cool shit. My wife's looking at like these Nerf like mini guns that like shoot 1,000 darts. I'm like, nah, we don't need to spend $100 on that. But we walked past the Legos, and they had a Lego like Friends set, like the like coffee shop that they're in the whole time.
Word?
Yeah, they got the whole thing, and you build it out of Legos.
Okay.
And they made like little Lego versions of all the characters and stuff. And we're like, oh, this would be kind of fun, right? And she's like, yeah, that would be fun. I'm like, oh, you'd be down? You'd be down to do a Lego set with me? I haven't done a Lego set. I don't even remember really being that into it when I was a kid, but I had some, obviously, because
man, my mom,
when you're a boy kid, you get
back
Legos.
In the day, used to go Goodwill shopping, man.
Yeah.
And I would go with her, And bro, I mean, like the biggest bag of Legos I ever got from the Goodwill when I was a kid was, I think it was like one of the small,
So you just freestyle it.
like
You
bathroom garbage bag sacks.
You just got a bunch of pieces.
Man,
imagination did.
Man, I had a fucking box full of Legos, like a U-Haul box full of Legos, bro, for years. I don't know what happened to those.
Yeah,
Legos.
they have all these cool ones that are pretty hard. It's like 6,000. I mean, not 6,000. Maybe the ones we were looking at were 6,000.
And what was the hot Lego was the clear ones. There was only usually one clear Lego in the package, you know what I mean? And you want because those were your windows and shit. If you could collect enough, you know what I mean, that was your windows and shit. You wanted those clear. There were two kinds of clears. There was like the clear plastic, and then there was like the like not clear, you know what I mean? But they were both two different clear Legos, bro. Those were the hot ones that you wanted, the clear Legos.
Sick.
And the long ones. Yeah, I remember them shits, man.
Yeah, so me and my wife, we're doing a Lego set right now, man. We're doing it comes in a bunch of different bags, you know?
How many?
It's like, I think this one's like 2,000 or something.
Whoa,
it's a lot of pieces.
That's
It's like, so it comes in bags and you do it in sections. So it's like you start with bag 1, you know? So we're just doing one bag a day until we have the whole
it's
thing
friends.
built.
It's a friends theme. So are you able to add to it? Like, or is it just
maybe there are little pieces coming off of it that look like you could add something to it. Man. But right now I think that's the only one. But and we started looking at it. We were like, damn, do we love Legos, dude?
Actually, me and my wife, man, we sent the grand boy like the 3,000 piece set, man. That dude, man, was lost in the sauce with that shit.
Yeah, so I mean, neither one of us were super into Legos when we were kids, I don't think. But
no. But it might have been a 70s, 80s thing.
I mean, man, we're into Legos now, dude. We're building the Lego Friends set, and we got on Amazon. We're like, what other kind of shit they got? And we found some other ones we like.
They have guys and girls and shit.
They have like a whole Hogwarts castle. It's like 7,000 pieces or something.
Yeah,
crazy.
I imagine because they didn't have the themes when I was a kid. It was just
huge,
Legos.
and it's huge. Well, now, like the kids who like Legos are grown up, so now Legos are like a grown up. They like make them. They're like it's like a really hard puzzle kind of.
Or do they still have the they came out with, I think they were about 6 to 8 inches, maybe 12-inch, but they were big Legos. They were like block Legos. I haven't seen those around.
Mega blocks.
They were block Legos. They were Legos, but they were block size, man. Them things, man. You build shit in my kid's room and you take up the whole fucking room. I'm in here with him and shit. Yeah, I haven't seen those for years.
Yeah, man. Try to go to Target, man. See if there's. They have one that looks like a vase of flowers. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
So it has the beveled ones and shit.
Yeah, like it's crazy. They look really cool.
Yeah, that's a Lego fanatic.
Yeah, that's a cool thing to do with your lady, man. You sit in the basement and put a Lego set together. Try it out, man. Try some shit.
Well, that's funny you mentioned that. We were just talking about model cars this morning.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. Yeah.
I got a coupon from Hobbytown, man, and it's model cars. Me and my dad used to put model cars together back in the day, man. He had all the ones from Miami Vice. That was it. You don't know what Miami Vice is, do you? Dang.
No, not really.
You would.
I've heard of it.
You would love Miami Vice, man.
I think they rebooted it.
That was whack. Who was that? Jamie Foxx and was it Russell Crowe? Nah, wait. Who was that dude? Yeah, but that shit was whack. That shit was whack. You go back and watch the series Miami Vice. I think he had a Ferrari Testarossa. I remember the episode when they blew it up. And then he got another Ferrari.
Oh, this white thing?
Yeah, the white one. That's a Testarossa.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's very 80s,
yeah,
man.
Then the other one, I think
dude's leaning against it in a white suit with a pink shirt.
Crockett and Tubbs, baby. Hey, Crockett and Tubbs, baby. We Crockett and Tubbs in this bitch, man. Fuck yeah. That was the first white dude, black dude team, man. That was cool to the motherfucker to me.
Oh yeah, they are.
Crockett
this
and
this black dude looks really white in the pictures they take of him.
Philip Michael Thomas, yeah, he was a light-skinned dude. He was a really light-skinned dude.
Yeah, I don't know if they did that to make it less scary.
He wasn't
for the white folks or something.
He wasn't.
Pictures, I thought it was two white dudes for real.
Really? Yeah, they did something to him because he wasn't a light-skinned dude. He had a different tone to him, but he wasn't light-skinned.
Yeah, this looks like a white dude and then just another, like an Italian dude or something.
Yeah, Miami Vice,
one of those dark Italian
and you'll
guys.
see where every show that's on TV today got everything they're doing for Miami Vice.
I like the aesthetic a lot. That's really, yeah, I dig that. The blue and the pink, dude. Yeah, I like that shit.
Seeing a lot
I
of that
like
shit
that.
come back.
I like that shit a lot. That's why I made our logo like that. Our logo has the blue and pink in it. So, yeah. You wanted to talk about OJ.
Fucking OJ, man. OJ.
Let's
Okay.
hear
All right.
He solved it. He thinks.
I think I solved it.
You figured
No,
it.
no. What? Man, I'm terrible with names right now, bro. If you're listening on Twitter, man, hey, you might have changed my mind about this. Follow me now.
Okay.
I said something to the video of OJ on there when he tried to kiss the
Yeah,
chick and she
that was
and
so
she
funny.
bounced on him.
She's like, "Woo, OJ's here, woo!" And he just goes in for a mouth kiss. Dude.
Yeah,
He just like,
let me
She has
bite
to-
you.
she has to duck out of the
back
way.
off me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But I said something. I said, blonde hair white girls, dog, ain't a good look for you, man. Go get you a redhead or a brunette or something. Quit fucking around, right?
Get a nice little Asian lady, OJ.
Asian,
Yeah,
anything
totally-
but blind, dog. Nothing, not a blonde Brazilian, nothing. Just don't do it, all right? So some dude got on there. I won't say he was jumping me, but he kind of schooled me a little bit, right? And I checked him out. He's was a fucking reporter. Is it safe to say, bro? But yeah, pretty legit. Said there was a serial killer. I can't remember his name either, but if y'all interested in it, look it up. There was a serial killer going around in that neighborhood at the same time, and all his murders were the same way that they were murdered. So I
Yeah.
looked it up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Sure as shit. There
Yeah,
was
I
a
never heard
serial
of that
killer
until you
going
said
on,
it.
bro.
Until you said it.
I was
earlier.
like, damn, maybe this motherfucker didn't do it. Because I always I always said,
Maybe.
if he didn't do it, he definitely had the bread to pay for it. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
He might not have been on the scene, but hey, fuck, I'm OJ, man. I give you a couple, and go make that happen. Or I read the book, man. I read this book in prison. How ironic. I read this book in prison. And I saw the book, and it said, I did it, right? But I picked the book up, and I looked, and it said, if.
Yeah, that's the book he wrote. Yeah. If I
Really
did it.
small in the corner. Well, the parents, I think her parents or his parents took over the rights to the book.
It's like he's fucking around.
Yeah. So I'm like, what the fuck? He's doing it.
It's like he's trolling.
He said he's talking and they said OJ had an issue with talking in third person and shit. And he's like talking to us, like, if I did it, what if I did it? You know what I mean? And the dudes, they said the CTE probably, even back then.
I mean, especially back then.
Yeah,
That's
so
what-
I'm like,
that's what
damn,
everybody
this
knows it then.
motherfucker's describing everything, right? But at the time, one of the witnesses in the book said they were 3 large black males. Now, for a lot of people that don't know, OJ was a very big guy for a running back. He was 6'3". He played at 6'3", 230. Kind of like fucking Wisconsin. You know what I mean?
Damn it.
OJ had a grown son at the time. I can't remember his name. I think it was Brandon or some shit like that. And his homeboy that drove him in the fucking Bronco, 3 big motherfuckers running away from the scene. So I was just like, yo, that's OJ, his son, and his homeboy AC. I mean, because I hate to say it, but I mean, depending on who they get first, you know what I mean? If I'm out, baby, they got you. Baby, they got you. I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? Unless there's 2 or 3 motherfuckers to hold him. I mean, because even if they get me first, I hope she about to get the fuck up out of here too.
Yeah.
Unless there was.
Yeah, you got to have those conversations with your wife. We've had, like, if we go somewhere and I get attacked by a tiger, you got to go.
Hey, get the fuck
out.
out of
There's
here.
no sense in both of us being dead. You got to go.
You got to get up out of here, girl.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I can do with it. But you got to get up out of here.
Yeah, you got to boogie.
Yeah, unless there was 2, 3 motherfuckers.
Yeah, man. That makes sense.
But I don't know, dude, man. I looked that up, man, and I was like, God.
Do you reply to stuff with the Always Chillin' Twitter or yours?
A little bit of both. Sometimes I'll be.
You got to use the Always Chillin'. What if it goes viral, man?
Sometimes I'll be like, God damn.
Yeah, what if you say some shit that goes viral and gets a bunch of retweets and stuff? That's free. That's free, man.
I got to make sure. I got to write that down.
Especially if you say something outrageous.
I'll be losing myself within myself. It's all right, though. I'm human.
I don't really know what we're going to talk about today. I didn't get too much stuff on my list. I've been busy at work lately. That's some fucking bullshit. But I haven't had too much time. But I did. I kind of wanted to talk about getting soft. And
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
And
let's run with that.
Yeah, like it was a process, right? Like I went from the Marine Corps to now. You went from prison to now. You went from, gangbanging and stuff to now. So at some point, like I got to a point where I didn't want to do shit anymore, I didn't want to engage in hard activities anymore, I guess. And now I like getting under a heated blanket and drinking tea. Like at one point I'm like getting up at 2 a.m. like we got a mission, let's
with
go.
a touch of cream in it. Don't make it change colors.
Yeah, like there's a point where it's like I'll fight somebody just because somebody else wants me to, And now it's like I probably wouldn't. It would take a very extreme situation for me to even get upset at somebody, just a random stranger at this point.
Okay. Because I used to say the same shit. Oh, you soft ass motherfucker. You done got soft on me and shit. I used to say the same thing.
Yeah, me too.
But let me, humbled.
Yeah.
Yeah, humbled. I mean, because even that bull, he calms down.
Yeah.
Later in his life, he just stands there and chills. Like, motherfucker,
that's
I'm
true,
a bull. I'm still a bull. Jump your ass in here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But you just look at me from there. In other words, give me 50 feet.
Yeah. That's a good way. That's a good
Humbled.
way to put it. Yeah.
Not necessarily soft.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
humbled.
I'll say I'm soft.
I mean, because we've been through
Soft
real
as hell,
fucking
bro.
shit, bro.
Yeah, and I would rather not be anymore.
And I don't have to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like cool. So I know what that's like.
You know what I mean? I ain't. That's fuck all that shit. You know what I mean? And it tired me out, man.
Yeah.
Like literally, physically, mentally, spiritually. I was tired all the time, having to wake up and go to sleep like that.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you gotta be tough everywhere you go all the time.
Yeah,
It's
humbled, man. Definitely humbled.
I don't care about
Number one, I said this the other day, like, and I'll throw you in there too, man. I mean, shit, you serve for the United States Marine Corps, man. We're walking, living legends, myths.
I don't know about that.
Well, not
We're certainly exotic.
I mean, me being from the hood,
Yeah.
making it, you know what I mean, and doing, making it out of the joint 3 fucking times,
Mm-hmm.
In the hood, yeah, I am.
Yeah, I mean that's not a small deal, man.
Most cats don't.
Yeah,
They don't make that.
A lot of people try.
And even when they
a lot
do
of
make
people
it
try.
out, they're so institutionalized. They continue to live that way on the street and never amount to anything, or they end up right back in that motherfucker with recidivism.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, in my hood, in my book, my little BGs, my little homies, that's the way they treat me. I mean, even me with my big homies that I know that got out of that shit 4 or 5 times, then been shot 6, 4, 3, and made it out of, and they on top of the world right now. Yeah, they walking, living legends.
Yeah.
In a sense, and everybody from the bricks, I think I can get an amen on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, humbled, definitely humbled, man, definitely humbled. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind it. I like it better this way anyway.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I have a lot more fun lately than I did then.
Yeah. Because number one, I don't have to be everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't have to be seen.
Yeah.
I don't
And
need to be seen.
I don't necessarily want to be.
I don't want to be seen.
Yeah, almost anytime I have to go do something, I'm like, fuck.
God damn.
I
You
don't.
know what I'm saying? It's, man, who the fuck gonna see me? I don't want nobody see. Yeah, man. And that's one of my
I'm
hashtags.
like, is there gonna be people there I don't know?
You know what I mean?
I don't want to go.
It's one of my hashtags.
Yeah,
Seldom seen.
Yeah, I don't want to meet new people anymore.
Seldom seen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I let you know just on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know I cut hair. I love my wife. I ride bikes and I fuck with RC cars.
Yeah.
That's what I allow you to know.
Mm-hmm.
That's all y'all gonna know right now. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna see me on the block. You ain't when I do go to the car wash, I drive through that bitch. You know what I mean? Because I got to pass. You know what I mean? So you ain't going to see me. Very rarely are you going to see me.
Man.
Unless it's at fucking Menards or I'm getting some groceries. And you know what I mean? But fuck.
Some groceries.
Some groceries. Any more, we order them shits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that shit's dope. So fuck.
We do too.
Yeah.
This isn't an ad. Have you heard of a place called Misfit Market?
Mm-mm.
It's sick. They send you like the ugly fruit and stuff, like, you know, like this shit's misshapen or whatever, and people aren't gonna want to buy it.
Okay.
So they buy it from the supermarkets and then they sell it for super cheap. Yeah, you and Janice should check it out. It seems like some shit you'd be into. They got like dog treats, like all natural dog treats and shit.
Yeah, I'm down for that. We ordered some fruit from.
Yeah, it's just like stuff that supermarkets turned back. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not expired. Like
just nobody knew what the fuck it was.
Yeah, they just didn't want it.
Yeah, we ordered some. Where was it? Exotic fruits. Page that I follow on IG. So we ordered some. You know what I mean? It's apples and shit. You know, and sugar cane and pineapple. Man, we had a pink pineapple, man. Oh my.
That sounds good. That just
Oh my God, man. The apples.
That just sounds like thirst quenching.
They were green, but they were red on the inside.
Whoa.
Oh man.
That seems weird.
Passion fruit, real passion fruit, bro. I mean, oh my. Sugar cane that you peel off, and you know that. Yeah, man. All the fruit was from different, you know, countries and shit. Man, it was it was dragon fruit. We had a yellow dragon fruit. I've always had red. That's all I've ever seen was red. But it was yellow on the outside, white on the inside. Then the red one was pink on the inside, bro. It was so beautiful. You didn't want to eat it.
Man, we need to get some of that shit too.
Man.
We go to Sam's.
I'll show it to you.
We go to Sam's and get like gold kiwis, and we're fucking stoked about it.
Yeah, them's exotic. Them's definitely exotic. Mangoes and THC, man, go great together. Yeah, I love mangoes.
Some crazy shit's going on right now. Breaking news: the internet is telling me there was some Wisconsin Christmas parade, and somebody drove their SUV through that bitch, and more than 20 people are injured.
Let me guess, in Kenosha,
Waukesha, which I assume is not that far away, but
yeah, man.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I was the whole time. I don't give a shit about Kyle Rittenhouse.
I don't give a fuck about that shit.
I don't think it was even possible for any kind of justice to be served with what a circus it was.
I mean, there's one thing. There's two words I had to learn what the fuck they meant when I was going through the court systems, and my lawyer used to say the aggravating, mitigating circumstances are.
Yeah.
Homeboy had a pistol coming towards him. Shit. Who's the most dangerous motherfucker on the street right now? A scared motherfucker is the most dangerous motherfucker.
Yeah.
He just beat you to it. I mean, as harsh as that may sound, may bro rest in peace, man. But you gotta recognize the atmosphere that you in. Everybody running around and shit. Some motherfuckers got pistols, motherfuckers got knives, motherfuckers got bricks, motherfuckers is dying. Motherfuckers, you know what I mean? He didn't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was no law apparently that said he couldn't have the long rifle, right?
Yeah, that was weird.
That was weird as fuck.
I didn't look into it because, like I said,
but it's fucking Wisconsin, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was so like that thing turned into such a me versus you thing. Like, I want my side to win. It shouldn't have been about sides. It should have been
not about sides at all.
Yeah, it should have been about figuring out what actually happened.
Ultimately, the dude took 2 lives.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure I heard. I don't know if this is true because I haven't looked into it that much, but I heard that they filed charges before they even investigated what happened.
Yeah, that's jumping the gun.
Yeah, which is, I mean, that's not. I don't think that sounds like a due process. Really.
No, it's not a due process.
I'm not saying he was right or wrong. Like, I don't have any opinion on this verdict at all. What I'm concerned about is what happens now. And apparently what happens now is SUVs driving into crowds of people.
Well, my thing is this, and let me reiterate it. I didn't give a shit about it. Like, there's one way I feel about racism, and I think I explained that some shows down.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, wasn't the 2 dudes that he killed white dudes? Am I wrong?
I don't know for sure. I think you're right, but I don't want to say for sure.
So where's this BLM thing. Where y'all shut the fuck up. You know
Well,
what I mean? This ain't y'all's fight
well,
right
it's
now.
because it was a BLM protest.
Okay, I get that.
But yeah,
But I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
yeah, it was a shit
Yeah, and
show.
then it was still, even though it was a case about a white dude killing other white dudes, it was still a white versus black thing too.
And then they kept trying to cross
Which,
those.
I mean, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but that should have been for the court to figure out. Like, I don't think you should be live streaming trials.
For one,
I don't think the public should really get to have an opinion on a trial like
at
that
all.
while it's happening.
At all. I mean, you try to go to a trial tomorrow in this courthouse, bro, and they ain't letting you in there.
Yeah, I mean, how can a jury even stay unbiased in a situation like that?
Then
They're locking him into a room and not letting him watch TV.
Then there's that.
Not letting him
and
check
how
their
could you
phones,
not,
not
in the
letting him get
day
on
and
Twitter.
age of technology, how could you, when this shit happened, not know anything about it? Unless you're living under a fucking rock anymore, man. I mean,
Yeah, like, I don't know. I
yeah,
think
shit-
that thing turned into a whole circus, and no
Well,
matter what happened, half of the United States was going to be mad about it.
nobody's gonna
Either
walk
way,
away
like,
happy.
They're sending the National Guard to Kenosha, and one side is like, they're sending them because of you, and the other side is like, they're sending them because of you.
Yeah, nobody gonna walk away happy in that
Yeah,
shit.
like,
You know what? That's fucking life.
Yeah, either way, shit's going to go down.
That's fucking life.
Yeah.
Somebody got to walk away with 60, and somebody got to walk
Yeah,
away
like,
with 40.
It was just it was just so politicized. Everything has to be politicized all the time. It wasn't about finding out if what happened was wrong or not.
And then what we talk about the steroids in baseball thing. You remember that? When they all had to go testify before Congress. Like, when did fucking baseball become politicized? I think that kind of started a trend, bro.
Yeah,
Ever since that, because it was a circus on TV. It was something to cover up what really needs to be fucking talked about.
Yeah, and we talked about this a little bit before
And
the show too.
let's talk about the big ass pink elephant with a blue eye in the fucking room, dog.
Yeah, well, I don't even want to say her name because I say it wrong every time, and my wife chastises me.
I think it's Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine.
Fucking Epstein shit.
Ghislaine.
That shit's going on right now.
Yeah, that trial's happening, but nobody's even talking about it.
We need some cameras in there. We need some microphones. We need some audio, at least some audio.
See, and it's like, why is this Kyle Rittenhouse one live streamed for the world to watch?
This little fucking idiot.
But this other one isn't. He was dumb too. He was so
Just
stupid.
dumb,
He was
dumb
so
fuck,
dumb.
wasn't he, man?
Yeah, you could just-
man.
You could just tell, man, he was stupid.
And-
I loved when he was crying and he opens his eyes and looks at the
man. For one, thug life back in the day, dog. I'd have fired my fucking lawyer when as soon as he said, "Well, maybe tomorrow we should put you on the stand." What, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah. Well, I don't
Me?
know if he
You want
I
me
don't know if
to
he
get
asked
on
to
it?
be put on the stand.
I'm either pleading the fifth, motherfucker, or you're fired. You know what I mean? 'Cause there's some shit they gonna ask me.
Yeah, I wonder if he asked to be on the stand because if you
A good lawyer's not gonna let you get on the stand.
if they ask, don't
especially when there's
they have to let
audio
you?
when there's audio and
I
video of
know.
you.
Don't they have to let you if you ask though?
Yeah.
if you really seriously
if
ask,
you
they-
absolutely want to,
they have
but a
to.
good lawyer, when there's audio and video of your ass, is gonna say no.
Well, it wasn't the prosecution the one that said like, oh, you can't use those iPhone videos because when you zoom in on them, Apple uses their technology to alter what's actually happening. Was that the prosecution that said that?
I think he did.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh, Jethro Bodine
it's
ass
like, what the
motherfucker,
fuck
man.
are you talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
so
were
it
actual
was-
county like
Yeah, it was.
there wasn't no Hollywood shit going on in that. Them dudes was from Kenosha.
Mhm.
Yeah, any good lawyer, like I've never went to trial because for one, I did it. I did it, dog. I did it. The gig is up. I had my fun. Shit's over. You're not about to ask me, because I'm not gonna. Man, I ain't. How I'm about to get up here and tell on myself, dog? You gotta figure that shit out, man. What the fuck? You want me to get up here and tell you Nah, man, I ain't doing it. So yeah. With that being said, yeah, I thought, that was the biggest mistake. But he put a show on though.
Yeah, he did. He was like claimed to be a policeman and a firefighter and a paramedic.
See,
Like,
and
you're
that's-
17, dog. Yeah, there's something
Yeah, but
wrong.
then this.
Well, they kept asking like, they're like, why'd you get that kind of gun? And he's like, because I thought it was cool. And they like wanted him to explain what's cool about it so hard. And it's like, why does it fucking matter?
Idiots. That was just that,
Like,
that was amateur.
why are you getting
that
so
was,
hung up on that shit?
That was amateur at the Apollo.
Yeah, it was
in Kenosha.
It was something. It was something. Well, and then the whole trial's turned into memes and stuff. Like it just seems.
Well, that's
like, how can you have an effective trial?
That's that sprinkle to keep us off the Epstein bullshit.
I think so. I believe that.
And the reason we ain't getting no media, no audio and visual of that, bro, is because I've said it over and over and over again. That shit is deeply rooted. It's so deeply rooted, man. It's so deeply rooted to people that, I mean, and I fell in the rabbit hole too.
People are gonna want to know what she's saying.
People want to know who you're talking about. There was too many names, man. There was too many names, and not only just the hearsay, man, but that list that was going on. You know, a lot of that shit on YouTube was bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I fell in the rabbit hole too, you know, because I'm not a fan of Hillary Clinton and them and all. I got a history with them. I'm a victim of Hillary Clinton, you know what I mean?
Sure. I
was labeled a super predator in the 90s as well. So with that being said, there were too many names on that list that this dude was cool with. There's too many pictures floating around with this dude smiling and cheesing with too many people.
Well, yeah, and then, like, this isn't unusual, but, like, Donald Trump is like, I've never even met Jeffrey Epstein. And they're like, here's a picture of you and him on his plane holding hands. Like,
yeah, like, bro. So,
why wouldn't you want to admit you know somebody?
You know,
unless they're into some bad shit.
And I'm probably saying this name wrong. The Habsburgs. You ever hear of the Habsburgs?
Mm-mm.
Well, it's a family in the UK that, and a lot of these families in the UK do this shit. They believed or wanted their bloodlines to remain pure.
Okay.
So yeah, you see where yeah. That's where I'm going with it.
This sounds questionable.
So they was marrying cousins, and you know they were You know, not only were they pedophiles, but it was incest. And this shit went on and 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 on, and then just the family was just deformities and just really fucked up, man, and it stems from there. Then even through slavery, you know what I'm saying? The hideous shit that they were doing during slavery to slaves and shit. You know what I mean? Poking and prodding. You know what I mean? Trying to see if our insides were different than that. You know what I mean? Just the history of the hideous fucking shit that these people been doing, man. I mean, call it Illuminati, secret society, whatever the fuck you want. Something. Call it whatever the fuck you want. But these people are out here, man. These people are out here.
It might not even be the same group. There is no big group that's been in charge of it. It's just like when people get too much power, they act like that.
They act like that, man.
That's just it.
I was in prison with dudes like that, man.
Yeah.
There was a man. I mean,
like you give somebody power, like you're in charge of the United States. I mean, nobody can do that without, and especially when.
Leader of the free world?
Well, I mean, the system to get there is corrupt enough as it is. So, like, I don't think you can be the president unless you've gotten involved in something sketchy at some point.
Well, I was always led. I don't know. Now, I won't say I was always led to believe. I guess I always believed to even be president, you had to have served in the military, one branch or the other. I always thought that was law.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I got proved wrong.
I don't think that was ever. I think it just happened to.
Like, a process.
Like people were just, like people used to elect like generals.
It looked good on the resume.
And now people elect like reality TV stars.
Well, you remember what was his name? He should be out or ready to get out. He had the haircut, man. He had some real nice hair. Rod Blagojevich. Sound familiar? He was a senator, Illinois, right? Tried to sell his seat, but he got caught.
Oh, fuck.
Before the deal went down. Dude never snitched.
Yeah,
Took his 8 years. He never ratted. Took his 8 years. Obama.
Yeah, see, that's fucking crazy. That's great. And especially now when you can have a conversation with somebody on the other side of the planet on your cell phone, like just you can send money and stuff. Like you're gonna tell me you can get to a position where you're in absolute control of anything without scratching somebody else's back, I just
I once watched the video. I think it was Prince, the singer, said, once you're able to make and collect $50 million, even in America, that's enough to create your own army. So I'm like, damn. So he's basically saying, you know, they need to know what you're doing, where you're at, who, you know, that's a lot of money. And then, you know.
Yeah, well, there's that bill where they wanted to just, if you made over a certain amount of money, they wanted to just let the IRS just look at your bank account whenever they wanted to.
Right.
That just like, it was just a couple weeks ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, why? Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think that went through, but yeah, they're interested in doing that shit. What's a super predator?
Super predator?
Yeah.
Super predators, we were labeled by the Clintons in 1990. Most of the time, it was going to be gang members, you know, drug dealers, any, you know, pretty much the same shit that's going on
Makes
right
you sound
now.
like a
Labeled us
like an
homeland terrorists.
makes
You're a blood,
makes you
crip.
sound like an extra pedophile or something. Super predator.
Yeah, super predator. You know, Bloods, Crips, Vice Lords, GDs, Latin Kings, any kind of organized crime that was black, they labeled us super predators. Carjackings were a huge thing in the 90s.
So what did that mean? It like went in your record and it was
Well, that let me finish on that.
okay.
That's where the 3-strike law came in.
Oh,
And that was the Clintons and fucking Joe Biden.
Fucking.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So the
Yeah,
3-strike law. So the 3-strike law is them.
Yeah, and I don't know. The Biden
Took a
thing,
lot of black and brown uncles, dads, brothers
yeah,
out of the homes
Yeah, I want to
and in prisons.
be delicate about how we talk about this. I voted for Biden. I'll say that just because I didn't want to vote for Trump. Like that was it.
Yeah,
I didn't think stuff was going that good.
I've never voted in my life.
Yeah,
I've never registered to vote.
I didn't think stuff was going that good, so I voted for Biden. That being said, he ran on this platform of trying to get black people's votes, but also
I didn't fall for that shit.
there's this super predator thing happening. So either he didn't want to do that, but he did it anyway because it benefited him, which I think would be kind of the definition of some kind of corruption.
I didn't want to fall for that shit.
So either he used to agree with it or he didn't agree with it.
Oh,
but
he agreed with it. I mean, it's documented. It's on.
Yeah.
It's audio of him telling people, the media, that he didn't want his fucking kids going to school with them fucking kids in that jungle. Yeah, that's on video, man. That shit's on audio. It's in the paper.
But I mean, either way, so that would be bad. And also, if he just did it because someone told him to do it and he didn't want to, but he
Kamala
did it anyway,
Harris,
that would be bad too.
Kamala Harris, she's probably responsible for.
Yeah, she
locked a
she,
lot
built,
of black
yeah,
and brown brothers, man, and sisters up in the state of California.
She had a lot to do with like the prison industrial complex.
Yeah, she did it. She did the work of a white supremacist. In a nutshell.
Yeah.
She did the work
I read
of a white
stuff about her
supremacist.
getting people locked up for having joints on them and stuff.
Yeah.
And now
those firefighters that died a few years back in the mountains of California, they should have been. They had shit. You know, those are inmates. A lot of those are inmates.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of people. Yeah, you probably know living out there, but a lot of those dudes are on the inmate work release program. Probably should have been home 2-3 years ago, but had to die in that fire.
Yeah, so it's just hard for me to believe that anybody that's trying to get into a position like that truly has my best interest.
I don't know what made
heart.
black people think another 80-year-old white man was gonna get rid of racism like that. What the fuck made y'all think that? I mean, I'm really upset about. that.
Especially when someone else spent the past 4 years making it worse.
Donald Trump.
I'm not even saying Trump specifically. I'm just saying like
I don't think he was racist. I think something was
I
very
either.
wrong with that guy up here.
I just think he was pandering. I don't think he was
He didn't.
racist.
He's the guy that wants to be liked by everybody.
Yeah,
he didn't want nobody not to like him.
Yeah, I agree. Kind of. I don't think he was necessarily racist either, but he did like.
I mean, and
he was okay with making a certain group of people think that he thought like they did.
Yeah, and then he would switch to the other group. Then he was that guy. He's that dumbass kid that
he just wanted to be president real bad. He'll say whatever the fuck he had to say.
He's a dumbass kid.
I honestly agree with that because that just means he was stupid.
I mean, because in my opinion, and this could be dumb to say, but this is how I broke it down to myself. A real racist that owns Trump Plaza where they fight, in Vegas and shit. A real racist that owns that And in the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, boxing was dominated by who? Blacks and browns.
Yeah. See,
A real racist ain't going to allow you to come in his building on his
I
property and make $200 million in fucking an hour.
yeah. See, there's that. I agree with that. And when Trump was president, I was also like, he's getting a lot of flack for stupid shit.
Stupid.
Like, they were talking
petty.
about Trump got 2 scoops of ice cream and everyone else got 1 scoop of ice cream.
Yeah,
and I mean, whether you like him or not, that's not the president of the United States. Shouldn't be what you're criticizing for. Like, there's plenty of other stuff you could criticize. Surely, if he's as bad as he's supposed to be,
He was an idiot. He was definitely
like
a fucking idiot.
yeah. Like, I don't know.
But I think
I'm
a
not
lot of
I'm not saying he wasn't bad either, but
and I don't
It's
claim to know everything about politics, and this is why I don't talk about it. But a
Yeah,
lot
see, I
of
can-
what people are expecting out of the president ain't his fucking job anyway.
yeah, and I don't even really know anything that Trump did. So it's hard for me to talk on his presidency, but I know that it feels like the racial divide got worse while he was president.
That was the media, bro.
It feels like, I don't know whose
That was
fault
the
it was, and then the Capitol riots happened. I think he had something to do with that.
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
And that
was 110% him. Yeah,
and I mean
yeah.
that's like straight up treason.
That was. I'm taking my ball and going home.
Yeah,
like I
that's-
said, something's wrong.
Yeah,
Something was very wrong with that guy.
that's straight up treason, and I do kind of think he should be in prison.
And that's what
for that.
punishable by what?
Yeah, it's still punishable by death. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So
Shit.
I mean,
Like I said, I don't claim to know everything, but I know some things. I know some
it's just-
things.
So yeah, it's just hard to believe that anybody who has ever been in a position with that much power
It did it
hasn't-
smoothly.
Right, hasn't done something that they shouldn't have been doing to get it.
No. I mean, fuck, man. Even when I was playing ball, man, the dude that's trying to take my job, I
Yeah.
might step on his motherfucking ankle off this rebound.
Well, and it's hard to believe that they won't lie to you.
You know what I mean? Oh, fuck.
Either,
it.
like-
oh, man. That's
Like, I don't know if anyone's a racist or not because I don't know if I can believe anything anyone is saying.
well, it's rooted. It's rooted in racism. Slaves built the White House.
It's like it's all about just winning the presidency. So the one party says we think appealing to black people and Mexican people and liberal white people will win the presidency. So we're gonna commit really hard
Selling
to doing
themselves.
that. Yeah, and who knows if they actually believe in any of the things they're saying? They just know that it's what you want them to say.
I mean, what do we do when we go in and try to get that job?
Yeah, exactly.
You got to sell yourself.
I never thought about that, but
Gotta sell yourself.
presidential campaign. That's kind of a big old job interview.
You get in there and get a little
Yeah.
comfortable and shit. You start
Yeah.
bringing shit, putting it on your desk. You know what I mean? Now you in here and you can sneak around a little bit. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what it is. Nobody has done that shit smoothly. A1, been a great guy, great woman
Yeah,
the
so-
whole way.
Yeah,
You didn't cut plenty throats getting.
and you probably had to flip flop sides a couple times too. There's probably a few times where leaning one way on something was more beneficial than leaning another way, so you did it.
Well, who did that? May he rest in peace. Wasn't Colin Powell Republican and went to Democrat when Obama got in?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that's the last big name that I remember.
Yeah, see, so
doing
I mean,
that. And he was a fucking general, wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah. That's the last big name I know doing that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like they try to. It's the path of least resistance. Like, what do I need to do to get people to vote me into this position? Okay, now what I need to do to stay here, and what do I need to do to get voted into the next position? And it's all about that. I mean, I would like to believe that people get into it with like, I want to help the American people. I want to make America a better place. But I don't know that it stays that way for very long. And I don't think that people who stay that way for a long time stay there. I think is more what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Like, there are people that start with good intentions. I just don't think.
Yeah.
I
That's
just-
fair to say.
I don't
That's
think-
fair to say.
I don't think
That's
they
fair
get to
say.
stay for very
That's
long
fair. But they get weeded out. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
because they just can't play with
Yeah.
it. Like, they can't mess with the money because it's weird, but wanting to do good stuff for people also usually entails hurting somebody else's pocket.
Or what are they called now? Whistleblowers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're called now. That's
Yeah, and like, unfortunately, to help people, it'll make companies lose millions of dollars,
Yeah.
and the companies that are paying for certain people to stay in office, like lobbying and stuff, it's all legal. Like, they all get to do it.
Well, I've heard a lot of people say, because like I said, I've never voted in my life, never registered to vote, and I heard a lot of people say, and I see the logic in it. Don't worry about the big government. Worry about your city.
Yeah,
And that pertains to what you said.
Yeah,
I think that's
it's
where
a
the
lot
good
easier.
guys are.
yeah. It's a lot easier to get stuff done, man. It's a lot easier to get a stop sign put in your neighborhood than to end institutional racism.
But still, I don't know, man. I always thought the presidency should be a 5-person panel.
Yeah,
you always got that voice of reason, and that designated voice of reason, and see how that goes. What I say, a black man, a white man.
If I was president, I don't know how many decisions I would actually make. I would, because they have their cabinet and advisors and stuff.
And how many decisions does he actually?
And I feel like I feel like historically the good presidents go into that room and sit down and they listen and then they let everybody talk and then they go, okay, cool. I think I have a good handle on this.
Well, like they say, he ain't the one that fucking makes any decisions anyway.
Yeah.
I was watching this series,
say that.
and I forgot to even look it up. It's called The Good Lord Bird. Ethan Hawke, I think. I've been using that dude's name. I don't know why I got that dude's name. The Good Lord Bird. But anyway, it was John Brown. It was a series about John Brown. And he was trying to get the slaves up to the Philadelphia area. Mm-hmm. And Frederick Douglass was speaking, as was somebody else. And I remember the character got up to him and he said, I don't wish to speak to the president. I wish to speak to the Secret Six. Yeah. I was like, what? Like,
the Secret Six?
Fuck the president.
I need
to talk to the Secret Six.
I don't think it would be that catchy.
It wouldn't be that catchy.
It
But
sounds too comic booky.
There's a reason they call it subliminal.
Yeah.
You know, that was real history. That happened. That was a true story. John Brown.
Maybe he's just crazy.
He was crazy.
Yes.
No, he was for real. No, man. If you look up the story of John Brown, he was a crazy preacher.
Okay.
Like the dude was mental for real.
Sure. Yeah. So,
but he was dope. He was dope at the same time.
So maybe the Sinister Six was just him being crazy.
Yeah.
Or not Sinister Six. That's from Spider-Man.
But with that being said, president ain't the last. He ain't the one that says, "Yup." Especially this motherfucker we got in here now.
I mean, there's certainly a lot of people
ain't making
with a
no
lot
decisions.
of interest in the decisions that are made. So I don't know. And
you see him walk him. They had to walk that motherfucker out the other day, dog. He can't walk, man. He ain't making no decisions. They ain't leaving shit on him. Trust me. They ain't leaving no decisions on Joe Biden right now. That motherfucker, just turned 81, 82?
What 80-year-old person have you seen at Cracker Barrel and you're like, that guy should be the president?
That's a bad motherfucker. Oh, man. I like his style right there, man. He look
like
nah, man.
That guy knows what's important to me, and he knows what's going on.
He's at Cracker Barrel because he about to gum this goddamn chicken fritter in here, man. That's why he's at Cracker Barrel for one.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm in here because I'm blowed.
Not that there should be an age limit on president,
I guess. There should.
It just seems like he doesn't represent me that much.
Not at all. He can't tell me nothing about nothing.
He's saying a lot of things that I agree with, and he talks about a lot of stuff that does represent the stuff that I believe
That's
in.
That earpiece.
Well, yeah, it doesn't sound like he knows what he's talking about though. Sometimes.
Well, I was laying in the bed the other day. He said,
"Yeah, what's that?
I was like, somebody come get him, man. Somebody come get him."
The Steve Buscemi thing, where he's like, "What's up, fellow kids?" That's what it feels like sometimes, man. But I will say it is nice to have a president. Like when when he announced that he won or whatever, like the election night and stuff. His speech that night and his speech at his like victory party and stuff. When he was giving his speeches, I was like, wow, I missed having somebody like he was speaking really well during those. I was like,
he looked different too.
I was like, I miss having a president that said things like this.
I get that.
Like I miss having a president that sounds presidential.
I get that. I ain't watched none of that shit.
Yeah. We were watching it.
I watched
But it was nice to have a president say things that sounded like what a president should say.
I watched Obama in prison. I was in Tecumseh. And I remember watching it like oh wow. Mm-hmm. I think we had to wait for Arizona, the whole West Coast. It was like 11 midnight or something. I remember it was snowing like a motherfucker outside too. And I remember rolling over like, damn, bro, run. You know what I mean? Bro did this. You know, I'm like, what the fuck? But at the same time, I was like, I don't really give a fuck. Like I said, I mean, I get the first black president. Okay, I get it. But at the same time, like I said, I got kids. I got biracial kids.
Yeah.
And, you know, their birth certificates say black males, black females. Their skin, you know, when walking in a room, they're going to be looked at as black men and women. But me, being who I am, I can never deny that their mothers are white. I just can't. You know what I mean? I would be racist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that whole thing, I think that got kind of played out, used up, chewed up, and it wasn't spit out when it should have been.
Yeah, yeah. I saw something on the internet about like how there's no such thing as like half Japanese or half this or half that. Like if you're Japanese,
you're
Japanese,
black.
you're American, you're black.
You're black.
Like even if it's just a part.
Like I said,
like
all my children's birth certificates say black male, black female.
Yeah, like and I think it's important to fully embrace all that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's dope.
Yeah, you're half Japanese. Go learn about it.
Learn about it.
Yeah, it doesn't. You don't gotta feel bad about being. I think there's, not that I know because I'm not biracial to my knowledge. Not that I know, but I
don't know yet.
Yeah, I think there is some kind of like hesitancy to learn too much about it because you feel like you haven't earned it or something. I don't know.
Did you see what I posted?
I've only heard other people talk about it.
The scientist, geologist, fucking dude over in China. He tried to do a study, went all the way across the country and tried to, did a study, basically trying to see if he tried to say that the Chinamen came from themselves. And he went across, did this trek, and was doing his studies and found that they're African.
Yeah.
So I mean,
so who knows? Maybe I am a little biracial. I think I read something about
everybody is, man.
I read something about biracial kids having a harder time at school too, because like you could maybe argue that being biracial would make it easier to fit into both groups.
Well,
but it actually doesn't.
Well, it depends.
Yeah,
and that's interesting. You just said that, bro. It depends on what. And here in Lincoln, it depends on what school you go to.
Yeah, I read about a study that said that biracial kids have a hard time feeling accepted by either group.
Me growing up, I'm so glad you talked about this because me and my son, we talked about this.
Again, not that I know from experience.
I didn't give a fuck. Let me tell you why. And it's not that, like I said, I've said this before, I was never raised to hate white people. We were just taught to be cautious, to be wary of them, to be careful, watch yourself. But I always felt like, yeah, your hair might be a little more curly, or you might be a little more light-skinned than I am, but you ain't white. So come over here. You with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how I felt.
Well, that's good. You probably helped a lot of other kids.
You know what I mean? But I did have some homies be like, man, that motherfucker mom, what? You know what I mean? Like, man, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? But his dad, cold black. You got Jerry curl and shit. He drive that El Dorado over there.
It's not his fault he's half.
You know what I mean? So with that being said, and growing up on my side of town, yeah, you black, dog. You know what I mean? What's up, man? You know what I mean? Now, on the south side of town, at a certain school, being a biracial kid, yeah, they were white boys. And there was a big difference. Yeah, they look just like these biracial kids at my high school, Lincoln High. They look just like them.
Damn, that's crazy.
Hair and everything.
But they act totally
different. Totally different act. But get them off of that campus and we on the block somewhere, or we downtown kicking it, or we somewhere else, then it'll come out of them.
Oh, so code switching.
And I'm like, hold the fuck up. You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, you know what I mean? Now, my biracial homie over here that's from the hood, he good. But you from Sheridan Boulevard, motherfucker, what you over here talking about? You know what I mean? You ain't.
That's something I want to talk about too, actually. I'm glad you brought that up because I heard about the concept of code switching.
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
Yeah.
And I want to, do you ever feel like you need to do that?
Yeah. Do I need that?
Like, do you ever do it? Do you ever feel like this conversation will be easier if I just talk differently?
Yeah.
Because I don't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't ever really feel like.
Well,
I have a different set of vocabulary that I'll use.
You embraced hip hop at an early age.
Like if I'm at work, I won't say fuck.
You were in the military, so you were around culture.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but I've never felt like the way I talk or something is going to be a barrier to a conversation. You know, I've never like
I think
I've never been on the phone and been like, oh, I better sound black or something.
because of hip hop in the past 15, 20 years has helped a lot of white dudes, a lot of the shows, you know what I mean? It's helped a lot of them, but it's hard.
Oh,
to
so
keep
we just
up.
get what you're saying now. You think?
Just kind of, you know, fall in.
Oh,
you know what I
okay.
mean? Not
so
necessarily
you don't
get
have
it.
you don't have to anymore because we can get the context
Yeah,
clues
you can
now.
get the, but it changes so much.
I'm like, okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? We didn't use that up. We ain't saying that no more. You know what I mean? You gotta catch up now, dog, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think hip hop, you know, has kind of helped that a little bit. But like I said, me and my wife just talked about this last night. We were watching Soft White Underbelly. Check it out.
Okay.
Soft White Underbelly. Oh my God.
Was that on Netflix or something?
YouTube. But there's a pimp on there named brother named go by the name of Sharp. Okay. And he's an old school pimp.
Sure.
You know, and he's giving off old school vibes, old school ways, and he's talking about the ism. He kept saying this word ism. So Jana's like, what the fuck is the ism? And I'm like, oh, you don't know what the ism is. Now the ism is some might have called it jive talk back in the 70s. Ism is when you hear Snoop, when he says, for shizzle my nizzle, we on the hizzle, we about to go smoke that dizzle. You know what I mean? I can do that with my homie standing 6 inches from you, and you won't know a fucking thing, but he got everything. You know, that's the ism. That's jive talk. That's whatever code talk. Yeah, we can do that all day. We can be in a jail cell on a murder charge, and we can take that code, and they'll be like, what the fuck? You know, almost like the Indian code. They'll never be able to break that. Never. Because I might say it one way, and the next time I say it, it's totally different. But we're still catching on to the main. Yeah, you know what I mean. It just we got. It's just a thing. It's that soul, man.
Have you ever been on the phone like I better sound like a white dude?
Yeah, all the time.
Like,
you know, Skinny D's Barbershop. How can I help you?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah.
You don't think it'll set people's expectations better if you're like, what's up?
Sometimes I do that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because, you know, I'm a barber. It's a barber shop.
Yeah.
You know, and I know I gotta, not only am I cutting hair, but, you know, I gotta give a show.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
There's a certain edge to this industry. So yeah, and they know they're calling a barbershop. Yeah, what up? Chopping. Yeah.
See.
But
did you used to do that when you had like job interviews and stuff? Like people would call you to set up a job interview. Did you used
to come work here?
No,
or like go work for somebody else.
Yeah, you go work for somebody. Like when you were like first looking for jobs.
I would polish it up. I'm good at selling
on.
myself, man.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, man. I sell water to a shark, man. I sell peanuts to an elephant, man. I'm gonna get it sold. Hell, fuck yeah. I think I talked about this. I once applied for a job, a managerial job, man, and I didn't know I fucking. You know, I got the job though, dog. I worked that shit for 3 days. Like, man, I'm fucking up. I walked out and they still sent me a check, man.
Yeah, you did talk about that. That was I don't remember what episode that was, but it was another one. So if you haven't heard that one, listen to it.
Yeah, man.
You got like 30 other episodes to catch up on.
I'm gonna get the job, man. I'll get us through. I'm gonna get us through this barricade. Yeah, man. Let me talk. Yeah. And if it's an old lady, I got this, bro.
You do have that, like, I don't know what it is. There's like a vibe, like a black dude that old white ladies love.
Old white ladies love me, man. Like I said,
I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, man. But you do seem like a dude that old white ladies can't get enough of.
Fucking love me, man. I don't know what it is. I can be anywhere, and they just, hello. I'm like, hey, how you doing? I just walked out to Menards the other day with a little old white lady.
Polite too.
She said, hello.
Yeah, and then you're nice back to them, and they can't get enough. Man.
Yeah, I love little old white ladies, man. They love me.
I think old people just love it when people are nice to them in general.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'll talk to them, man. I need to know what you know. You're 82, 85, 90.
Yeah,
I need to know something.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, that's how I look at it. I don't know about these youngsters, but she's in Menards and she had to be 90. Cute little old lady too, man. Had a little pink on and shit. I'm like, man, look at this little lady. And I'm standing there. And she said, hello. Hello, how you doing? Chopped it up, man, and ended up walking out with her. She got in her little Dodge pickup, brand new too. I'm like, God damn. She came straight from Wahoo or Fremont or something, man. Yeah, just
dude.
talk to them.
Yeah,
man.
old folks get a kick out of it when you're nice to them,
Especially old ladies, man. She got that game, dog. She
I
got
was,
everything you need to know.
I was coming out of PetSmart one day, and this old lady was wheeling her dog food out to her car in front of me, and I stopped. I was like, "Do you want me to help you put that in your car?" And I'm pretty sure it made her whole fucking year, dude. It was like I was the first person that's talked to her in months.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, just do something nice for an old lady every once in a while,
I
man.
love them people,
Yeah,
man.
that's the moral of today's show. Do something nice for an old
Do
lady.
something nice for an old lady, man.
Yeah, they love it, and especially if it's your grandma.
Especially if it's your grandma. Man,
Yeah.
you gonna make me go call my grandma. My grandma calls me, man.
I got. I'll talk to you about it after this.
Oh, so
I got to talk about some stuff I can't talk about on the show because people
my
listen.
grandma calls me, man,
people
when
listen to it.
I used to be fucking up and shit, right? And she called me and baby, God told me to call you today. Yeah, so I gotta say, what'd he say, Grandma? And she would just go on. And I'm like, God damn, he said all that shit. I better not leave the house then. She said, man, no, you better not. Because he told me. That's how my grandma talks to me still to this day.
Really?
She's 91 years old. Just turned 91.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Information.
Has she been in Lincoln the whole time? Around here?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, shit was probably
since the early 60s.
Yeah, she probably got some stories about.
Yeah, it came from St. Joe, Missouri.
Okay. Yeah, she definitely got some stories about when shit was real.
Oh
Different.
yeah, shit was real. She just told me a story, man, and like I said, if your elders are still alive, sit down with them and get that information. Find out where you came from. Ask them where they came from. Get to know who you are for real, for real. But I asked her a story, man, and she told me a story of the KKK, man. And by the time she finished, I was on the edge of the couch like, oh, my God. She said soon after that, they were in Lincoln, Nebraska. So, yeah, my mom.
So they left.
Yeah, they got the fuck out of there, man. And I remember the house. My grandfather, my great-grandfather, said he was a hobo off the railroad, you know. And he was a big guy. He was about 6'8", fucking big motherfucker, man. And got off that railroad, and it's probably why I have a fear of trains today. I mean, because it wasn't the train tracks and shit. They wasn't across the street, bro. They were fucking right there. Like, you wake up from a nap and fucking train, you know what I mean? And built the fucking house by his hand and had kid after kid and just added to the fucking house. And then we had another relative that lived across, you know, it was like that back in the day. And it was real 1900 shit, you know what I mean? I was just like, oh my God, coming from that. Then they came to Lincoln in the 50s, pretty much been here ever since. They built the federal building here. I can't remember what year she said, but not only was she the first employee, but she was the first black woman to be employed by the federal building here in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Nice.
So she gets awards and shit.
Oh,
man.
that's sick.
She worked Social Security for
that's cool, man.
55 years.
I used to work at that building too.
Yeah, 55 years in there. There's probably a couple. I don't know. She's probably retired by now. Yeah, but I know that building inside
Probably
out.
some pictures of her in there. I probably walked by a picture of her or something.
Probably Dolores Bluford is her name. Little short, little black lady, man. She
That does sound familiar. Bluford does sound familiar.
50-something years. 50-something years down in that building. About this big.
Anyway, on that note, go somewhere, do something nice for an old lady, whatever. Doesn't have to be helping them across the street. Do whatever you want. Like I said at the beginning of the show, we're everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Like us, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff. And most importantly, tell your friends. A bunch of you are. We're getting a lot of new listeners, especially now that we know that other Lincoln podcast. I think maybe we'll mix our listener base a little bit. That'll be pretty cool. They want to do like a podcast meets podcast thing.
Let's do it. I'm
Zoom
down.
or something. Yeah, I'm down for that too. That sounds kind of fun. I don't know how to set anything like that up.
Down like 4 flats on the Cadillac.
I've been saying down like a clown from out of town to my wife a lot.
My shit
Yeah, dude, I'm trying to start it.
That's it.
You told me you invented it. I'm trying to get
down like a clown from out of town.
I'm trying to get it to catch on. I'm signing my emails. Going down like a clown from out of town.
Damn.
All right. Anyways, you guys have a great week. We'll see you in 7 days.
Holla.